Hi and welcome to my channel and a detailed how-to tutorial video on the Gshock GX-56BB. Now, before getting through all of the modes of the watch, I'm gonna say a couple of things about the solar charging of this watch. For you as a user, what's there to know? Well, there's the battery power level indicator over here, and I've talked about it previously on the watch review video, and you can check it out on my channel. What's there to know for you as a user of this watch is that, this is not a power hungry watch, so what you need to do is every now and then expose it to a sun, and your watch will be good for use. And you can check your battery power level using this indicator over here between low, medium, and high. I'm not gonna bother you with all of these power levels and how to charge the watch, and because that's pretty much basic. So you just need to expose your watch to the sun and it will recharge itself for you to use it. Another cool feature that I want to show you, and I didn't do it in a review, and I believe it deserves at least a mention, and that is a cool option of auto light, or enabling and disabling it. The auto light is basically a function when you have your watch on your wrist and flick your wrist to see what's the time. The auto light or the illumination will automatically turn on. How to turn it on or off? Well, you have the button, the light button on the upper right side. So simply press and hold that button until the ALL over here is shown or erased. So currently I have the auto light turned off, but when I press and hold it, it will be turned on. And as you can see, let me just press it better. Now I have turned it on, and you have it indicated over here above the seconds which are currently counting. So that indicates that the auto light is turned on this watch. The world time mode on this watch. Well, the world time mode is the first in a row of modes, and it's accessed by simply pressing the mode button once from the standard timekeeping mode. So pressing it once, heard a beep, and briefly you saw the WT over here, but currently it's showing GAD, which means that it's Jeddah, and that is one of the 48 cities or 31 time zones around the world. The times kept in the world time mode are synchronized with the time being kept in the timekeeping mode. If you feel that there's an error in any world time mode, check out to make sure you have the correct city code selected as your home city. How to shuffle between the cities that are represented over here, or how to simply view the another time in another time zone, that's done by pressing the search button or the lower right one, and you are shuffling between the one of the 48 cities or 31 time zones. So I'm currently shuffling between the times. Let's get it, let's say, to Tokyo. There it is. So that's the Tokyo time. The time over here will be correct as long as the time in the home city time is correct. You can also switch between the daylight saving time mode and the or in your secondary time zone, so you can turn it on or off, and that's done by simply press and holding the adjust button until the DST appears on the screen. So there it is. I hope you can see it. It's shown over there. It says DST. I don't know if the camera will pick it, but I believe you can see it. It's just over here below this part of the screen. It says DST. So to turn it off, simply press and hold the adjust button again until you hear the beep, and the time has changed over here and the DST is gone. That is basically the basics of the world time mode on this watch. Using the alarm or the alarm mode on this watch, first let's get to the alarm mode, and that's done by pressing the mode button. That is the lower left one. So pressing it once gets us to world time mode. Pressing it again gets us to the world time mode. So you can basically shuffle between for daily alarm, snooze alarm, and the hourly time signal. So pressing the search button over here, I can shuffle between those alarms. So 4 alarms, snooze alarm, and the hourly time signal. So let's say I want to adjust the alarm number 1. The simple procedure to turn the alarm on or off. So pressing the adjust button once will turn the alarm on, and that's indicated on this part of the screen over here. But before you had just 2 rows of lines, and now it says on, and the ALM is indicated over here as this line is turned on. So to turn it off, press the adjust button once again. How to set the value of the alarm number 1? Well, press and hold the adjust button until you hear the beep and the hour value starts to flash. To increase or decrease the alarm value, press one of these 2 buttons, so light or the search button, and it will change the value of your alarm. I'm gonna, let's say I want it at 12 o'clock. Now, to shuffle to setting the minutes value, press the mode button once, and the blinking or flashing has moved to the minutes value. So it's blinking over here. I can increase or decrease that value by pressing one of those 2 buttons in increments of 1, but I'm gonna leave it at 0. So presumably I have now set my alarm value, and I want to implement all of those settings. How it's done? Well, simply by pressing the adjust button once, we have implemented all of those settings. We have set the alarm at 12 o'clock and the alarm is turned on, and that's indicated on this screen over here. To turn it off, simply press the adjust button once and the alarm is turned off. That would be procedures for all of the alarms. So you have 4 daily alarms, a snooze alarm, and the hourly time signal. The hourly time signal is simply turned on or off using the adjust button. So when I press it, adjust button, you have it indicated over here as well as over here. So pressing it again turns it off. Those would be the basics of the alarm mode on this watch. How to use the stopwatch on the GX56BB. From the standard timekeeping mode, keep pressing the mode button, so pressing it once, twice, 3 times, and we enter the stopwatch mode. It's indicated on this screen over here. It says STW. Now the stopwatch lets you measure the elapsed time, split times, and 2 finishes. The display range of the stopwatch is 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59.99 seconds. The stopwatch continues to run, restarting from 0 after it reaches its limit until you stop it. Exiting the stopwatch while a split time is frozen on the display, clears the split time and returns the elapsed time measurement. What are the indicators when it comes to the stopwatch mode? You have the hours over here. It says 0 hours currently because I haven't started the stopwatch and it hasn't got any measurement on it. The first 2 zeros indicate the minutes. These are the seconds, and these are the 1/100th of a second. So how to measure the times with the stopwatch? Let's start off with the elapsed time. Simply press the start button over here. That's the lower right button. The same button to stop it. Restart it. Again, the same button. Stop it. And to clear it, press the upper left button. That's the adjust button to clear the value on the stopwatch. How to measure the split times? Press the search button to start it. To split it, press the adjust button. That is the upper left button. And the SPL is displayed on this part of the screen over here. Press the adjust button again to split release. The search button to stop it. And again, adjust button, upper left one, to clear the value. How to measure the 2 finishes? Press the start button. That's the search button. Press the adjust button, upper left one, split, first runner finishes, display time of the first runner. Press the search button, again lower right one, to stop it, that is the second runner finishes, adjust button, split release, a display time of the second runner. And to reset the value, press the adjust button so we can get back the stopwatch to zeros. Those will be the basics of a stopwatch mode on this watch. How to use the countdown timer, or the basic procedures of the countdown timer. Well, pressing the mode button from the standard timekeeping mode will eventually get us to the countdown timer mode. So let's go, pressing the mode button once, twice, 3 times, and pressing it for the 4th time gets us to the countdown timer mode. That's indicated on this part of the screen over here. So you have your hours, you have your minutes, and you have your seconds indicated over here. You can set the countdown timer within a range of 1 minute to 24 hours. An alarm sounds when the countdown time reaches 0. All of the operations in these sections are performed by the countdown timer mode. And we are currently in the countdown timer mode. So let's proceed to the using the countdown timer mode. Currently set to zeros, but let's say we want to set it to 15 minutes to count the time. What is the procedure of that? Well, simply pressing and holding the adjust button until you hear the beep, and we enter the setting of the countdown timer mode. So currently we are in procedure of setting the hours. So let's say I want to set it to 1 hour. I'm going to press one of these 2 buttons, so light or search, to increase or decrease that value. You get the procedure. I'm going to leave it at 0. Let's move to the setting of the minutes value. That's done by pressing the mode button, and the flashing moves to the minutes. Let's say I want to set it to 15 minutes. I'm going to keep pressing the search button, so one of these 2 buttons to increase or decrease the value. In my case, it is the search button, so pressing the search button will get me to number 15. These buttons are very hard to press, so that's why the watch is all over the place. Once I have done setting with setting my minutes value, what I'm gonna do is simply press the adjust button, and I will implement all of those settings. So to start the countdown time or start the counting down, simply press the search button, that is the lower right one, and the time will start counting down. Press the same button again to pause it, same button again to restart it, and again same button to pause it, and press the adjust button to reset that value. Those would be the basics of the countdown timer mode on this watch. And that is setting the time and date on the GX-56BB. Whilst you're on the standard timekeeping mode, so the time is ticking regularly, press and hold the upper left button, and that is the adjust button, until you hear the beep. And there it is, our time zone is currently flashing over here. So that is the first in a row of setting, and that is the city code setting. To shuffle between the city codes, press this button or this button to increase or decrease that value. So each value represents the different time setting. My time setting is Paris time setting, so I'm gonna get it back to Paris. Again, pressing these 2 buttons will shuffle between those city codes. Next press of the mode button gets us to flashing the off over here, and that is the daylight saving time mode setting. Currently the daylight saving time mode setting is turned off on this watch. To turn it on, simply press the lower right button, and you will shuffle between on or off. I'm gonna leave it at off. Next press of the mode button, so press it once, gets us to 12 or 24-hour time setting. As you can see, my watch is currently in the 24-hour time setting. Press the search button, the lower right one, to shuffle to a 12-hour time setting. Press again to get it back to 24-hour time setting. Next press of the mode button gets us to setting the seconds. Now you cannot set the exact value of seconds, but you can reset them to 0 by pressing the search button. So one press of the search button resets the value of 0 to seconds to 0. Next press of the mode button gets us to setting the hour value, and to increase or decrease that value, simply press this button or this button over here. That will increase or decrease the value of hours which is currently blinking. So pressing one of those two buttons will increase or decrease that value. Procedure is exactly the same for the minutes. So I'm shuffling to minutes using the mode button. Next press of the mode button gets us to year setting over here, and it is 2020, so no need for me to change it. But procedure is the same, so pressing this button or this button will increase or decrease that value. Again, pressing the mode button gets us to setting the month value and the day value. Again, procedure is the same, this or this button to increase or decrease. Next press of the mode button gets us beyond setting the time and date. So currently we are actually in the watch settings of the watch. So and I'm in the mode of setting the button operation tone. The key that is blinking currently over here means that the button operation tone is turned on. So when you press the mode button, when you shuffle between the modes and everything else, you will hear the beep. To mute it, simply press the search button, that's this button over here, lower right one, and it will mute it. Again, pressing it to turn it off, to turn it on, and the key stands for that the button operation tone is turned on. Next press of the mode button gets us to illumination duration. The illumination duration can be set to LT1 and LT3. LT1, which is currently blinking over here, I hope you can see it, means that the light will stay on for 1.5 seconds when I press the light button during the timekeeping mode, let's say. Pressing the search button over here will shuffle to 3, and that indicates that the illumination will stay on for 3 seconds when I press the illumination button. Pressing it once again to return it to 1. Next press of the mode button gets us to shuffling between the power saving mode, is it turned on or off. So pressing the search button turns it off. So since this is a solar powered watch, it's up to you to decide whether you want the power saving mode to be turned on or off. I'm gonna leave it at on, so pressing the search button will turn the battery power saving mode on. Next press of the mode button gets us back to beginning and setting our city code, and actually our home city. And basically we have ran through the setting the time and date and watch setting tutorials. How to implement all of those settings that you have previously ran through: simply press the adjust button once, that is the upper left one, once, and you will have all of those settings implemented on the watch. That would be the basics of setting the time and date and watch setting tutorial on this watch. And with that, I would conclude this detailed how-to tutorial video on the GX-56BB. And if you haven't, please check out the review of this watch. And if you are into watch-related content, please subscribe to my channel. So thank you.